Hi guys and welcome. Today we're going to make this beautiful journaling card with a tag flip. So we've got some beautiful journaling space inside. That's actually a pocket or a tuck in there. We've got another journaling card there. And then of course we've got one on the back. So that can go in your journal, slip it in a pocket, or you can even hinge it again and it can be another flip out. Or you can hinge it this side so you can flip it out that way. So let's get started. I'll just pop him off to the side. So I've got some, this is a digital print, but you can use book page or newspaper, just some advertising of some sort, or just some completely different background paper. Then we'll just get the journaling card. So this one is 5 by 7.5, but you can choose whichever size you want. You just want it bigger than, so I've got like a shipping tag or a layaway tag here. So you just want it bigger than that. And we're going to round the corners after we glue that down. Just move that off to the side. I'm just going to use a glue stick. Got all my stamps out ready to go just to save a bit of time. So we're doing a little bit of stamping as well and using some labels. So just glue the whole background there and then choose where you want. I might go off to the side there, I think. We'll try and get that join straight if I can. It's a bit hard to gauge. Now I use a bone folder here just to squash it down a little bit better. Just make sure the glue adheres to the whole surface. And then we're going to turn it over and then I'm going to cut. These are nice and sharp, these scissors. Now this back you can also put some coffee dye paper on, which I'm going to do as well. So this is a good way to use up all those scrapbook papers that you don't like, all those pattern papers you don't like, because you're covering it both front and back. That's not real straight, but that's okay. It's all part of junk journaling, isn't it? Using your scraps and throwing your perfection demon out the window. Once again, we're just going to ink down. Now you will get some bubbling when you use coffee dyed paper unless you iron it, but that's okay as well. You can still journal on it. So just give it a fairly firm push and then we'll cut it out again. Now I'm just going to take an edge off that. I don't like how uneven that is. Just because I'm going to have some stamping down the side and I think it will get lost without it trimmed off like that. That's still a bit damp, but we're going to cord around the edges, and you don't have to do that. I prefer to do it, but this step's entirely up to you. And then I'm going to give that an ink. Just going to distress it and age it a little bit. It helps define the edges as well. And I'm using Vintage Photo on that one. So just give it another press down as it dries a little bit, just to minimize your creases. And then with the bone folder, I like to go around the edge, just that extra, pushing extra firm. That way you won't get any peeling, but it's okay if you do, because you can just put some other glue under it. And get our tag here, and we sort of gauge, we want a little bit down the bottom because I want to put some stamping across there. So decide on what stamp that you want across the bottom, so that will give you an indication of how much space to leave. And I'm going to put Shipment Collect. Most of the stamps I'm using today, well, it's only really from 2 stamp sets, and one is Stampers Anonymous Field Notes. I use this one quite a fair bit, and it is code number CMS396. And the other one is this new one, TaylorMade Journals, called Passport, and it's just got some beautiful stuff on there. I've got these ones, well, I've got both actually in my shop. I will link that below. All right, so let's stamp down the bottom. I'm going to stamp this in black archival ink. I'm going to do it in the middle, or as close to the middle as possible. So we've got a bit of a gauge now of where our tag's going to go. Now I want to hinge the tag, but I'm going to distress it before I do that. I'm just going to ink it. Just quickly around. I'll do the back because we're hinging it, so we will be writing on the back there. And to hinge it, all I've used is some washi tape. So let's just pop that off to the side for a minute and just line this up on my grid. So we want to put our washi tape down half on the tag and half off. I'm just eyeballing the measurements. So half on and half off. And then on this side, I'll just cut that across the bottom. And on this side, I'm going to put some extra glue. And we're going to fold it over. And we're going to hold it up, and we're going to glue that down as straight as possible, right to the edge. And I'm going to just use my bone folder, and I'm going to do it both sides. So here is where we glued, remember. Now we haven't glued, we didn't glue that one before we put it down, but that's okay because we're going to put our pocket over the top. So I'm just using a scrap piece here, and I'll measure it just to let you know. So it's about just over 1.25 inches, but you can make it a as long as you like, for by about 4.5, and you just take it right down to the bottom here, just so if you've got a hole up there that it doesn't go over. So depending on what size tag you use, the measurements may change on this one. And I'm just going to round the corners on the outside. I'm going to give that an ink, and this will cover up that tape, but it'll give you another pocket as well, or a little tuck. You could put another little journaling card in there if you wanted to. Now, I always hold where I don't glue, so I'm going to glue the 3 sides. I'm not going to go right out where the corner's rounded, just enough on the straight edge. And then I'll level it up down the bottom there. I've gone just off the edge there because I'm mindful that, you know, we're folding it, so I didn't want that to hinder that side of it. I'm just going to tease that back out to the edge there. Lovely. All right, so that's our hinge. Now we're going to, I want to put a stamp down the side here, and I want to do it in red. And the one I'm using is out of the, actually that is a different stamp set. It's not out of Field Notes. It's out of a Globeland one that I bought on, I think it was Amazon. And I will show you. Actually, I want it to come up a bit. Sort of equal to the, near the top. And I like it in red because we've got a bit of red on our tag here, so we want to have some pops of red on there. So I'm going to, before I decorate the front, I'm going to put another pocket under there. So I'm just going to get a scrap of coffee dyed paper, and we're going to do like a triangle tuck, but I want to do the edge a little bit, and I want to do the bottom. Some of this we will cut off, but I'm just showing you how I'm strengthening the edges on it. And we sort of work out how high we want it, so probably up to about there, and how wide we want it. So if I hold my 2 thumbs in place there and fold that over there, I'm going to cut the excess off. Yep, lovely. So I'm going to cut the excess off. So there's just a piece that runs along there that folds over enough to form the lip, that lip. And I'm just going to cut a bit of excess off the back here as well. Don't have to worry about it too much. And then I'm going to glue them down. So I'm going to trim or miter that a little bit on an angle, so it doesn't, when it's down, it doesn't go over that edge. And then the same on this side. You could trim some more excess off that. I'm not going to. Actually, I'll just trim just a slight little bit off that one, just so it doesn't come out over the edge. So you form like a little, you've got like a little triangle. You're just gluing it down. So you can see it's reinforced it and it's strengthened it. So in here we want to put this inside here, and I'm going to take it down to the bottom of my tag. So if I close it like that, I've got a little bit of a tail out the end, which is okay. That's what I wanted, because we're putting a little label on that. So I'm just going to ink that up before I glue it down. And I want to just put a stamp on that edge there, which is out of the field notes, and it's the received, and I use this one a lot. Just going to get a bit of paper to put under my stamping, and I just sort of want it off the edge there like that. And now I'm going to glue it down there. So once again, I put my thumb where I don't want to glue. I'm going to line it up so it's to the bottom of my tag. And then I'm just going to decorate it with some labels, which I've pulled out some labels in readiness. And I just want to ink them up quickly. So just a little pop of red out the side there. I think I glued that one all over, but I'll just wipe a little bit off. I want to put a stamp down there, and I really like the barcode one out of this set, which is Creative Expressions Passport. And it's great too because it's got some signatures on there that I'm going to use on the top here. And then we want to put a couple of labels just to decorate it, but you don't have to. You could leave that, just, you know, if you wanted more journaling space, you could do a little bit more stamping if you don't have labels or tickets. Two reasons why we ink. One, it gets, if like these are a digital download, so I've cut these, printed and cut them out myself, and they will always have a wide edge. By inking, it gets rid of that wide edge. You can decide to come in further if you wanted to just stress it more, but 9 times out of 10, I just like to get rid of that raw edge. So this one we're going to stick up that way, and then we've got a red tag that I might just snip the edge off that one. I will ink because it's a pocket. I don't necessarily want anything hanging out there. that will end up being tatty. And then we've got a label that says checked. All right, so let's glue those down. So you can play around with what you want there. I like just a little hint of red there because we've got red on the tags at the front, and we've put the red confidential down the side there. But you can use any color. If you're making that shipping label yourself, well then you can choose what color that you want to do everything in. You can do the same concept here. You can do flowers, butterflies, anything like that. You don't necessarily have to do the same as me. So, and that's a pocket in there. So we're going to do another journaling card. But before we do that, we'll just finish off this side. Now I've got a stamp there that says orders attended to today or night. Oh, sorry, orders attended to day or night, and that's out of the Field Notes stamp set. I'll just find out where that went. No, we might have to find it in a minute. Oh, here it is, sitting right beside me. Put it off to the side so it didn't get knocked off. So you can choose to put it along here or along here. I actually like it out here. So it forms the lip along there that shows you that it is a pocket. And then you could put, you know, a journaling card in there. I've just got a scrap here just to show you that in there's a pocket, so you can put something in there. All right, and we've got something in there. So let's do our journaling card now. So what I like about this is, I'll tell you the measurements to this one. It's 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. I'll just see if it goes. Yep, so I wanted a little bit to hang out up the top, and I wanted a little bit to hang out down the bottom because I'm going to do some stamping. Obviously, you know, if you had it smaller, you could go up a bit like that, but then it comes out of the pocket and we don't want that. So when you're cutting it, I've just used scraps. I've got a heap of this color offcuts from other projects because I want to put some stamping up here and some stamping down the side. So first of all, going to round the corners because we've rounded the corners on the journaling card itself. Then we're just going to ink that. So once again, I'm using tea dye. Sorry, no, it's not tea dye, is it? Vintage Photo. I apologise for that. Yep, Vintage Photo. Now I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. Now I want some stamping up the top, and I had a immigration arrival that I want to do in red because I want some stamping in red and some stamping in black. And then up the top I want to do receipt number, which is out of the Field Notes. So I'm just going to bring that down a bit so I can see where I'm stamping so it's not too Lovely. And then down the side here, we've got another stamp from the Field Notes called Identification Check. And just to finish it off, smudged a bit, but that won't matter. Just to finish it off, I want to use that barcode down the bottom, which is out of the Creative Expressions passport stamp set that I showed you. In this bottom stamping, you're not going to see because it's tucked in, but when you pull it out to journal on it, you will definitely see it. And then I want to do a signature above the top as well. How good does that look? I love these signatures. So guys, if you haven't got this set already, then yeah, do yourself a favor, and it's one that I think I'm going to use time and time again. Now I want to put a signature up there, and I want to put a date. So I've got a date stamp here, which is just like an office date stamp, and this one, the oldest it would go to is 2018, so I've gone with that. And I haven't put it there. I've put it down here. There we go. And I've gone a signature up the top there, so we'll go with a different signature that I've got on my stamp block already. And then I want to put a received stamp there, so we'll get it again and use it. I wanted it there, and I also wanted it there. Now we're going to glue some labels on, so you can see how it's all coming together. So we want to put some labels here. Now this one's actually got a perforation there, so this bottom ticket, you can tear it off. So I'm going to be mindful to put my labels, some here but not over that perforation, and then some up the top there. So I've pulled out a few that I'm going to quickly ink. Doesn't take long if you're not too fussy with it. Like I said, you're just either aging it or just getting rid of those raw edges. Okay, so then we're going to glue seem to be all thumbs. It's late in the afternoon here, and I wanted to get this done before I go cook dinner for the family. Now I'm just missing one of my labels that I had pulled out. I'll just quickly see if I've got another one in my label book. Just bear with me. There's a round one, so it should be fairly easy to find. I did drop this earlier, so I've got if you can see, I've got a few that have come out. I've got there it is. Go back in before I put it away and just put them back in their pockets. I was lucky that they didn't go all over the floor. Okay, so that's stuck down, and now I want to tuck this one under, so I'm going to glue that to the top, and then I'm going to glue under. So when you're layering labels, think about where you want them, because if you're using art glitter glue like I am, there's really not much wiggle room. And then I just want to stamp a little filed stamp on there, which is out of the Field Notes again. Filed, lovely. And now we're going to go up the top here. So I've just got a label frame that I've gone and stamped on some scraps. They're really good to have just your blank labels, because they can just add a little point of interest to your projects. Or you can stamp a number, you know, something like that on there if you wanted to. Yep, so I'm going to layer this one as well. So you can see that first label, it just frames it, and it just adds that little bit of red without being too in your face. And now I'm going to put a red number down the bottom of this one. You could, of course, if you don't have number labels like this, stamp something in red. And I'm just going to hang it off the edge there. And you could also put something across there, but I think it's busy enough. You don't need anything there. Now over the back, I'm just going to ink the edge, but I just want to put, and this is beautiful journaling space on the back here as well. But I just want to put a stamp of some sort. I think I'll go with the barcode actually. I like it. Just in the middle. Hopefully that's on camera. You can see just in the middle there. And I'm going to put a tab up the top of the journaling card. Now I've punched this out of black cardstock, and I've just recently purchased this. So it's like the old whale tail. You fold the card in half like that. I'll show you. And then you put it in there. So the folded bit goes right up to there, and you punch it out, and then you get it like that, double joined. So the brand of this is Vaessen Creative, Vaessen. Hope I've pronounced that correctly. Now I'm just going to glue this on, and I chose black because of the book page that I've used. Staying with a bit of black to make it pop. Just eyeball it and try and get it in the center. This one's really good because it's got a lip there that you can take right to the edge. Keeps it pretty straight. Lovely. Now I've done that. Paper's stuck on the back there. With our other journaling card, so we've got some beautiful journaling space there that pops in there. So you'll see that the stamping that we did, you can see it all down the side there as well. Flip it over there, you've got another tuck in there to put something. You can put some, you know, some more labels and things like that, which I will fill that pocket. These ones are going to go in my Etsy shop, so I've got 2 of them. So I made the prototype one. I will put them in my Etsy shop. And then you've got all this journaling space over the back, and like I said, that can go in a pocket in your journal, or you can put a hinge on there so it's another flip, or you can have it flipping out that way. Entirely up to you. But you've got journaling space there, journaling space there, journaling space there, and then all that journaling space there. You could even put a little notepad on the back if you wanted to. But there you go, guys. A nice simple little journaling card tag flip is basically what I'm calling it. Have a go at that. Like I said, you don't have to, if you're not into the grunge type of effect, or you don't have labels, get your stickers out, you know, butterflies, flowers, anything like that, and have a go at the concept. But it will just add some fun into your journals, and of course all that much needed journaling space that we like. But thanks, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and got some ideas out of it. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.